speaks to this game? I mean, is this one that doesn't really need much introduction, does it?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Just this point in the season, they're all huge. And then given division opponent, obviously the records of both of our teams. I think all that, the point of the season that we're in, the opportunities are getting less and less every week. So I think just where we're at in our season, it's a big game. They're all important though. All of the games are important to get to this point, to put ourselves in position. So, but yeah, definitely a big game this week.
How big of an impact can the fans and the home field advantage have on this game?
It's going to be huge. I'm excited just to see the atmosphere, obviously, later in the season, just with where we're at. And, our crowds have been awesome all year. And every time we're in these games, these big games, whether they're prime time, later in the season, big games, whatever it is, division games, our fans always show up. So I expect no different, but really excited to, feel the energy and just see a packed stadium.
What stands out when you watch the Colts defensively?
It's a really good defense. I think really good players for one, obviously, but also the way they're coached, their scheme, the things that they do. I think they make it hard on offenses, whether it's identification and some of their pressures that they bring. They change the look for quarterbacks a lot. They do a good job disguising. I mentioned the pressures already. They do a lot of different things to try to keep you off balanced. I think they have really good plans going into each game. So a lot of respect for, Lou, their defensive coordinator, and obviously all the guys that are playing out there too, the players. They're really good players and flying around. They're doing a lot of really good things right now, and they're having a great year. So it'll be a good challenge for us.
The numbers for Brian the other day, Brian Thomas Jr., weren't not necessarily exceptional or anything, but when you went to him, he was reliable, made the plays, and he seemed like he was very physical blocking. What showed up when you reviewed the film with BTJ?
Yeah, I mean, just like you said, it was obviously he's been out for a little bit, and having him back was awesome. I think just for our team, our offense, opening some things up, and for him just to be back out there with us was great. And when he did get his opportunities, he made the most of them, like you said. And that's every week's going to be a little bit different. I expect him to get more and more opportunities. The type of player he is, it's going to happen. So not too fixated on that, but I thought the way he played, making plays when he did get his opportunities, but blocking. I mean, he blocked really well. Run game, pass game, had the huge block for Jacobe down the field. I mean, just seeing stuff like that, especially a guy that's been out the last few weeks with an injury, then coming back and he's still physical, wanting to go block for his teammates. I mean, that just says a lot about our team, our offense, guys fighting for each other, and just the unselfishness is really cool. So excited for him to be, more and more involved as we go, and I know he's going to make a ton of plays for us.
You guys have been one of the top red zone offenses in the league since, I think, week 9. Just what has sort of gone into that execution down there, and what do you think has gone into it?
I'd have to go back and watch all. I don't know if there's one thing specifically. I think we've just been playing better offensively since about that point, to be honest. So all year, I think we've gotten better every week, and it's not always straight up every week, but we've had a couple bumps in the road. But I think offensively, we've just gotten better every week. So more efficient, better on first and second down, less long, third and long situations. And I think, throwing the ball in the red zone specifically, we've been a lot better.
It can be challenging in the red zone to come up with different plays and whatever it may be, just because of how crunched it is. How has Liam sort of made that easier for you guys as an offense, just since he's gotten here?
We do a really good job game planning, different defenses. They have certain things they like to do in the red zone. And, it's all, you never know exactly what you're going to get. You have a pretty good idea for the most part. Teams have what they want to do and what they do well. And so you have a good idea, and then you go into it with a plan. And I think our ability to get to a lot of different plays at different times, have multiple plays on, and to be in the right look, I think that's helped us. And we've gotten better and better at executing it. So I think you're seeing that, we're being more efficient down there. And then I think now a lot of teams are playing a lot more shell in the red zone. It's just how it's gone, trying to stop the pass. And I think there's some opportunities to run the ball. And, when we've had our opportunities to do that, we've done a good job of that too.
And how would you describe Laquon's personality on the field?
Oh, man, that's tough. Yeah, he's one of a kind. I mean, I love that guy. I mean, you probably don't want to be on the other team, but as far as being on our team, love that guy. So it's just the way he takes so much pride in all the little things. I think that's what's cool is, everybody everybody wants the ball. Like if you're a skill guy, especially on offense, all these guys want the ball, and I'm sure he wants the ball every play too. But his mindset of affecting and impacting the game when he doesn't have the ball has been. I mean, I don't know if I've played with a guy like him, to be honest. Just the amount of pride he takes in blocking, putting his body on the line for his teammates, for whatever it is, he doesn't care. Whatever he's asked to do, he's happy to do it and excited, and he brings an edge. I mean, he's really a special player, and it's been fun to be with him. It's been fun being on the same sideline as him. I'm sure with other guys, not as much that we're playing against.
When you were pulling him away from Simmons, was that to save him from Simmons or Simmons from Simmons?
Maybe a little bit of both. Jeffrey had the size on him, but Laquon is the guy that you don't want to mess with. But no, I just didn't want him to get thrown out of the game or anything. I didn't want to take any chances there. I was like, hey, we got a lot of ball left. Let's just be smart.
Every offensive lineman on the active roster has had to step up at some point this year. What does that say about kind of that unit and how they play despite all the moving pieces?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I think just how guys have prepared every week and have been ready to play. I mean, there's no greater test than that is if you're ready to play or not, is get out there and you got to go play the rest of the game because we got guys hurt. And we've had a lot of that, and guys have played really well in different spots. Obviously, Cole's been highlighted, but, Chuma stepped up, Wyatt stepped up. We've had a lot of guys that have had to do that. Not quite the level that I guess Cole's had to, because it's been multiple different positions and full games he's had to play, but all the guys have been ready to do it when their number's been called. So it's impressive. I think just the depth we have on the O-line is such a weapon for us, and guys being able to move around, because it's hard to go a whole season. It's pretty much impossible a whole season without anybody getting hurt. So it's been cool for those guys to be able to, switch in and out and play really well.
It's been amazing the chemistry you and Jacobe have built so quickly. Are there still levels that you guys have to get to, or is he now at a point where he pretty much can do whatever is asked?
Yeah, I mean, I have all the faith in the world in him. I think the big thing is he's still new to our system, and he's comfortable with all the guys, but he's new to the system, and I think there is part of that for him. I know every week he learns more and more, and I think he gets more comfortable just because, the first couple weeks it's almost like you're just memorizing the plan and what he has to do, and he did a great job of that, but now he's actually been able to learn the reasoning behind a bunch of different things and why we're doing it, because he's a really smart guy that picks up on that, and that's only going to make him play even faster just because it's not so much thinking about what he has to do, he just knows it, and it becomes more second nature. So I think that's going to happen as the season goes on, and I'm excited more for him, and obviously we're helping him out, and whenever I can, when need be. I mean, he doesn't really make many mistakes. He does a good job. But I think that's the exciting part, is that's just going to continue to grow as he's here longer, and we keep communicating. And we've put him in a lot of different positions, asked him to do a lot, and there hasn't been anything he hasn't been able to handle. So I'm going to keep building on it.
You just ignore, or do you guys consciously ignore the streak over the Colts here this week? Is that just like an emphasis for you guys to not pay attention to that at all?
Yeah. I mean, it's a new year. I'm sure, who knows in their building what they might be using that as fuel. I'm sure they are. And for us, it's a new year, though. We can't hang our hats on something that this team hasn't done. We haven't beat this Jags team hasn't beat this Colts team here at home in 2025. So we have a big game in front of us. I know they're going to be ready. They're going to be ready to roll, and so will we. But yeah, it's you can't really rely on the past. You got to go do it this year.
Is your mindset different later in this season when you guys are still in the playoff hunt as opposed to playing games late in the season when the team's struggling and playoffs aren't realistic anymore?
Yeah, I mean, just the team is. I feel like you hate to say it, but it's just true. It's just the excitement around the team and the energy. It's just different when you're in the hunt and you're playing for the playoffs and the postseason. Obviously, when you're not, you bring everything you can every day, but the feeling around the team of just, we know that the biggest games are still coming up for us and that we're playing for a lot, and that's why you play, and that's what makes it fun, being in this position. So, I mean, yeah, it is different. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. So it's exciting. All right, thank you.